Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Life on Board Amy Joe at Westport Lake. Why are we at Westport Lake, you say, when we should be heading to Edinburgh?
We just took a diversion.
Yeah, we thought we'd divert off. A big divert. No, we're way behind with the vlogs, and we're on our summer cruise at the moment, so we're trying to catch up, as it were. So on this vlog, although we're at Westport Lake on the Trent and Mersey, we're actually going to show you our cruise into Edinburgh and let you have a little look round Edinburgh.
Oh, it was lovely.
It was absolutely gorgeous.
You will enjoy it.
Yeah, and I tried the local costume. So
I didn't laugh, honest.
no, but a lot of other people did. So sit back and enjoy the cruise, folks, and we'll talk to you later. Bye. Today's trip sees us leaving Rather after a very nice night on the mooring and carrying on our journey along the Union Canal, where we pass over the motorway which marks the outskirts of Edinburgh City. We then make our way through the city suburbs into the city centre, finishing our trip off in Edinburgh Quays. I usually walk Smudge for his early morning walk before we set off cruising, so I decided to walk along the other side of the canal to see what's what, and I came across this lovely metal sculpture. At first it looked like an upturned bath, but on closer inspection it's a sculptural wayside marker depicting a narrowboat being drawn by a horse along the canal. The marker shows the route of the canal side pathways and the location of sitting perches and local flora. I have to say the sculptured detail is quite exquisite, and I spent several minutes studying it. This sculpture by P. Johnson and Company is a three-layered laser-cut steel figure of a navvy, or workman in work clothes, resting on his shovel on top of a rough-hewn rock. The sculpture represents the navvies who built the canals in the 18th and 19th centuries and is entitled "We Carried This Canal." I don't know if you can see through the trees there, but there's a bit of a tower in the middle of the view. That is actually Edinburgh Airport. That's how close we are to the airfield. Not too far away. Just to the left of that, in the distance, you can just see those white, what look like pyramids. That's the new gateway bridge across the Forth. Is it the M8 or the M9? I can never remember which it carries across. We're just passing over the Scott Russell Aqueduct, which is no different to any other aqueduct except it crosses over the motorway. And of course, crossing over the motorway means we are now on the outskirts of Edinburgh. There's Chrissy enjoying a ride up front with Alan. And immediately over the bridge, or the aqueduct, we're in modern industrial Edinburgh. This is a big industrial park, presumably office blocks here. Well, here's a novel way to spruce up some dull looking containers. The artwork is absolutely brilliant. Shame the taggers had to ruin it. Well, this is one of many road bridges and footpath bridges in Edinburgh, but I like this one because it's a double span. It's not only spanning the canal, it's also spanning the main road that runs alongside the canal. What a lovely looking bridge. Well, we're at our last aqueduct of this stretch of canal. This is the Prince Charlie Aqueduct, and equally as impressive as all the others, although this one has a railway line running alongside it, rather like the Chirk Aqueduct. We've just past some visitor moorings with a lovely park here. really quite pretty round this bit, and nearly at our destination for today. There's a nice parish church there. The bridges are actually quite different here. They're all painted with panels, which looks quite nice. Yeah, really getting into the city now. Look at these lovely terraced houses along here. Just rows upon rows upon rows of them. It's actually quite nice in this stretch. You might be thinking that Leamington Lift Bridge looks a little bit like a railway bridge. Well, you wouldn't be wrong, because the bridge was actually built in 1906 by the railway company. It was constructed from a wooden deck that can be raised between two gantries to give clearance of 9 feet, 2.7 metres below. Whilst the bridge is not open to cars, there's a lattice girder footbridge which allows pedestrians to cross when the deck is raised for boats. Well, the bridge is now being lifted for us, we're good to go through. Having passed through the bridge, the canal ends 500 yards beyond it, with a winding point. You can go no further because the canal ends, so we winded there and came back and moored up just the other side of the bridge you can see in the video.
If it's just that bit of wood, it's amazing that it stops it all.
A lady on a hire boat had told us that we couldn't get through Leamington Bridge because a piece of wood was blocking the canal. Turns out the piece of wood was just a piece of 4x2 placed across the canal to stop all the rubbish continuing on down to the end of the winding hole.
So your stern is there?
Yeah, right next to the boat. This is Greyfriars Bobby. Bobby is a diminutive Skye Terrier who was owned by one John Gray. Together John and Bobby became a familiar sight trudging through the old cobbled streets in Edinburgh. Through thick and thin, winter and summer, they were faithful friends. John eventually died of a disease in the 15th of February 1858 and was buried at Greyfriars Kirkyard. Bobby soon touched the hearts of local residents when he refused to leave his master's grave, even in the worst of weather conditions. The keepers of Greyfriars tried on many occasions to evict Bobby from the yard. Bobby's headstone reads, Greyfriars Bobby, died 14th January 1872, aged 16 years. Let his loyalty and devotion be a lesson to us all. No video filmed in Scotland would be complete without the sound of the Scottish bagpipes.
which I will be able to get in a souvenir shop. They're very tall, really, just funny little courtyard.
We just walked down a courtyard, and through that little door in the hole there is a cafe. Very delightful. The main high street is out that way.
Looks like it's going to get busy from here on in.
Aye. I know.
Just not get too much sky.
No. Now I thought I'd better add a little bit of explanation to this next clip. This is a character that we came across not far from the castle, and he was trying to explain to us that the Scottish colours, in his own way this is, are not blue and white. I'll let you decide if you can work out what he was telling us.
It's King Fergus from the north. It's a fictional character based on fact. The people that wear blue on their bodies are not called Scotty. The Scotty come from the north of Ireland, which is called Antrim, into the western seaboard. So we're not Scots. We're called in Latin Britons, or Latin for picked. It means painted people. The blue's from a plant dye called woad, W-O-A-D. You can Google it. The white's from lime rock. Now, some historians say that they were never mentioned until the name was never mentioned until 250 Anno Domini. Caesar mentioned it in 55 BC in the shores of Kent in England, where his 10th Roman legion were just about annihilated by the people that were down there on the shores of Kent. Just under 100 years later, Claudius came, the 4th emperor and 5th Caesar landed, and he started to subjugate what's called southern Britannia. When they came up here in 71, the first description of people was called Caledonia. We reckon that these people were Caledonians, but they were never Caledonians, they were picked. We can't really prove it, but the blue is not Scottish colours, the white is not Scottish colours. These are tribal people. They're that, even if the Picts were never around till 250 Anno Domini, the Picts were here before the Scots. The Pict and the Scot amalgamated in the 9th Christian century to become Alba. So I am not Scottish, I'm civilised.
It's so far.
Looks like he's kind of enjoying, or else he found something good.
We've just walked down into Prince's garden, and it's absolutely beautiful down here. These are just some of the gardens that are being tended, and this is the main park area up ahead. But above us and to the right you can just see the buildings up there. That's Prince's Street shopping shops and what have you. But for now, we're just letting Smudge have some grass to do what doggies have to do. Towering above Prince's Park is Edinburgh Castle. Quite a formidable building up there.
Those photos without a person in them.
Excuse the deepest breathing. I've just climbed that hill. For me that's good.
Very hilly.
So, we've just come up now, and we're now on Princes Street, which is the principal high street through Edinburgh. And one of the busiest.
just come down from the Isle of Skye. I'm no very big and I'm awful shy, and the lassies shout when I go by, Donald, where's your trousers? Let the wind blow high, let the wind blow low, through the streets in my kilt I'll go. All the lassies say, hello, Donald, where's your trousers? A lassie took me to a ball, and it was slippery in the hall, and I was feared that I would fall, for I had me on my trousers. Let the wind blow high, let the wind blow low, through the streets in my kilt I'll go. All the lassies say, hello, Donald, where's your trousers? Now I went down to London town, and I had some fun in the underground. The ladies turned their heads around, saying, Donald, where are your trousers? Let the wind blow high, let the wind blow low, through the streets in my kilt I'll go. All the lassies say hello, Donald, where's your trousers? To wear the kilt is my delight. It is not wrong, I know it's right. The islanders would get a fright if they saw me in the trousers. The wind blow high, let the wind blow low, through the streets in my kilt I'll go. All the lassies say, hello, Donald, where's your trousers? The lassies want me, everyone, well, let them catch me if they can. You can't take the breeks off a Highland man, and I don't wear the trousers. Let the wind blow high, let the wind blow low, through the streets in my kilt I'll go. All the lassies say, hello, Donald, where's your trousers? Donald, where's your trousers?
Well, folks, hope you enjoyed that.
Yeah.
And I did feel a bit conscious having that on.
But you looked good. You looked the part.
I must admit, I did quite enjoy the photo shoot, even though it was weird. And for those of you that want to know, I'm sworn to secrecy.
I know. But I'm not telling.
Yeah. So that's it for this one, folks. Next time, we'll try and show you the Falkirk Will that we couldn't video.
Yeah.
When we first came up onto the Union Canal, so we'll be doing it on the way back to the hire centre. So fingers crossed the weather's good, and we'll show you that in action as well. But for now, look after yourselves, please stay safe. I know COVID's making a comeback, so do take care, won't you? We do worry about people getting COVID, as lots of our friends are starting to go down with it. So please take care. And we'll see you next time on Life on Board Amy Joe. Bye.
Bye.
Where's your trousers? The lassies want me, everyone, well, let them catch me if they can. You can't take the breeks off a Highland man, and I don't wear the trousers. Let the wind blow high, let the wind blow low, through the streets in my kilt I'll go. All the lassies say, hello, Donald, where's your trousers? Donald, where's your trousers?